Who else is ready to cover more of the news and announcements that came out of AX? Because yes, last week was sort of like a part 1, this is part 2. Hello friends, happy Monday, still very excited that you're here. So excited to talk about more Anime Expo news that came out. Though I'm gonna be honest, I am just talking about manga. I still feel like we have things to cover. There's a few, even like there was news from Inklore, Azuki, and Inkpop. I'm not covering those today because I'm covering roughly 2 publishers, I think 3, I don't fully remember. I've reviewed my notes like 3 times and I'm hoping that I will remember everything because man, I still feel like we've had so many wins come out of AX. I'm going to mention right now, we're not talking about anything related to Kodansha because last week's video was fully dedicated to them. Like literally, we talked about nothing else but all the announcements that came out from Kodansha that were just shoujo, which was an amazing, awesome thing. But they were not the only one who was delivering. So let's go ahead and jump right in. But you guys know, this didn't come out of AX by the way, but you guys know when we got a new Magical Girl Dandelion chapter, we gotta talk about it. Yes, chapter 12 dropped and oh my goodness, I repeat, it dropped and the ending, the plot twist, the mic drop blew my mind. It was perfection in every single way. I mean, the way that it is amping up and it is intense, it is scary. I was scared. Sorry, that means the same thing, but there was a lot of fear that was going on. And then we get to those last 2 final pages and the creator said, you know what? I got a twist for you. Boom. And that was, sorry, you couldn't see it, but that was me dropping like a mic. And it was so good. 8 more days as of filming this video, we will be getting a new chapter. I'm seated, I'm ready, I need to see what unfolds. It has been so intense and so very good. And if that was not enough, in Japan, volume 1 is getting reprinted, which is a huge thing. That means it's selling really well, and I'm so very excited because this series has been absolutely amazing. If you haven't already tried it or read it on Viz Media, pause this video and go check it out. You will not regret it. It is phenomenal. It has been top tier, and I'm so very thankful that we have this coming physically in English because I'm going to be pre-ordering that. I haven't done really any of my 2026 pre-orders yet because I'm trying to catch up with 2025 first, you know what I'm saying? But when I start doing it, oh yes, this will be one of the first series that I'm putting on that list. Now the only thing sort of related to Kodansha is K-Manga because my shoujo faves, they came out with a new chapter this past week and that's Class with a Chance of Delinquent and we got chapter 37. Y'all, it was so good. It was peak. I loved it. Ichiguro, seeing him in action, I will never tire of it, and seeing other characters in action, I will never tire of that either. The chapter was amazing. I loved it so much. I love this series so very much, and I'm just thrilled that we have it, you know, being released physically in English, as well as getting, you know, the latest chapters as they come out in Japan. My heart needs it, and thankfully volume 9 is releasing in Japan. I have mentioned that I've already got my copy pre-ordered. I'm just waiting for Bai to say, hey, we're ready to ship it to you, and I'm ready. My heart is ready, and if that was not enough for Glass with a Chance of Delinquent and them just getting the spotlight here, they're also on the cover of Besufuri, this upcoming, the latest issue I should say, and I love it. They look so good on there. I'm just like, man, I am so crushed that when I did my order of volume 9 and I got the latest issue of Hanatsu Yume for my other unlicensed shoujo faves, I was like, how could I forget to order this magazine? So I'm really hoping that I'll be able to get it. I can't get it right now because I have gotten some used manga that's gonna be coming in the mail and I'm like, oh, you can't be paying for any of that international shipping right now, but oh, they look so good. I'm so happy for them and all of the amazing things that are happening for Sensei. Love this series, highly recommend it. And also there was one other series that was a really big win for me, though I was super bummed that it wasn't a physical license. I'm holding out hope that it will eventually get one though, and that is The Noble Student and His Cinderella. I'm so excited for this. This is a manga set during the Taisho era. It is a seinen romance. I know it's not a shoujo. Basically, this young man, I think he went off to like university, he comes back home, he's older, and the maid that's been working for his family for like quite a few years now, both of them are sort of in limbo of sorts. Her engagement fell through and he needs to find a wife, and so they decide to get married. It's their love story, and I have been so excited to hear so many people say great and wonderful things about this. I still have not checked it out. out. And I think it's just because I know I'm going to want to binge read a lot of chapters. And after I got the latest chapter of Glasses, I used all of my points but like 18. So I need to restock before I try anything else, anything new. But you can know this is one that I was like you favorite or whatever, and it's in my list. So I will be coming back, and I know you can read some of the chapters for free. I feel like for this one, there's a lot of chapters you can read for free. But again, your girl's gonna want to read more. I know it. I know me. And if I don't have enough, I'm like, oh, why not just go buy some chapters? No, you need to be patient and restock what you got, Laura. So yeah, that's the reason I haven't started, but I've been loving seeing the hype and the excitement for this. I cannot wait to read it for myself. All right, now we can go into some of those Anime Expo things that happen. Now, this one isn't a license-related manga or anything, but that is about my love story with Yamada-kun at level 999. I just wanted to share this quick update. Manga alerts somebody on Twitter that I follow. They actually went to the Loving Yamada panel. It was so great to see what he said here. They noted that the book is doing really well with little to no drop in sales between volumes. And I'm so excited because, you know, when we first saw the cover design for Loving Yamada, there was a lot of upset. Even myself, I was really bummed that we missed out on those gamer elements that are on the original Japanese volumes. And so I was really fearful, or at least concerned, how this series was going to do in the US. But seeing this tweet and knowing that they said at the panel that this series is doing great just felt like such an encouraging and big win. And I was really excited and had to share that with you, friends. This is such an amazing series. I do have a video review, though it's when the manga was digital only. So I am thrilled that we are able to collect it physically now. Volume 6 is coming. I forget the actual date, but I do know that it is up for pre-order and it's coming out in 2026. Now, when it came to Yen Press and their license announcements, unfortunately, I didn't personally have any wins or anything that I could like mark off my physical wish list. I did see a spoiler of sorts for an upcoming licensed shoujo manga. I'm not going to be sharing about that because I felt unsure after being sort of a whistleblower for the Kodansha announcements, even though like I leaked them from their actual website. I have just been a little bit hesitant to do that again. I actually just found out one on Yen Press's website yesterday when I was looking up a certain manhwa series, and I was like, oh, that's getting a novel released, and I had no idea. But we'll wait to talk about those when they are officially revealed from Yen Press themselves. But I will say the one I was most unexpectedly excited about because it wasn't even on my radar. I don't even remember why I was going to try it out. I just remember thinking, well, first let me tell you the manga, and that is Even a Replica Can Fall in Love. This is the manga edition. We do have the light novel. I believe volume 1 is already out physically in English with volume 2 up for pre-order. I didn't have an interest really in the light novel, but I saw the cover for the manga and I was like, this looks cute, it sounds cute, and I was like, I might give it a try. The news that was the deal breaker, shout out to my friend Jess and Bean Queenie, because Jess is the one who told me what Bean Queenie said, because my tweets were a hot mess and I really was like, I think it was like 4 or 5 days behind on responding to tweets online because there were just so many, not responses, but you know, like when you look at all your notifications and it gives you the likes and stuff, it was overwhelming. So I missed it originally. But Jess was like, hey Laura, did you see that Bean Queenie had said that the light novelist is by the same creator as If the Villainess and Villain Met and Fell in Love? And I said, no, I didn't. And that was what I needed to go check it out. You can check out the first chapter for free. I know it's on Amazon and Bookwalker. There are more chapters available, but you have to buy them. But I tried out the first chapter and I really enjoyed what I read. So this is going to be I guess a seinen romance or seinen story that I'll be picking up coming out this December. From what I'm gathering, I'm not sure fully how it works, but there is a young woman who has a replica of herself. And if she doesn't feel like going to school or doing homework or having to do something else that she just doesn't want to do, she gets her replica to fill in for her and do these things. And based off of what I've read in the first chapter, so there's no confusion between the girls, is the replica keeps a journal and she writes everything down. And she is able to, if there is a memory in the original, I guess, female lead, the replica can know what that memory is if there's very much strong emotional attachment to that memory. But like everyday today things like basic conversations like in the hallway, the replica is not going to know what that is. So she sort of has to fill in these gaps. But based off of the premise, I think it was, there's somebody who's realizing that our female lead isn't acting the same all of the time, and that sometimes there is like a blank space or something in their memories. And I'm assuming maybe that's where the romance comes or unfolds. I'm really, really excited, and it's just surprising to me because this was nothing I had on my radar or was even planning to pick up, but just knowing they're the same light novelist was the selling point. I have confidence and faith in this light novelist to, I mean, I know it's gonna be a manga, but like I still, in the story itself, I have confidence that I'm gonna enjoy it, and I'm looking forward to actually reading more of it later this year. Now, for the one that came out actually from Anime Expo, wasn't a win for me personally in the sense I don't listen to audiobooks, but when I saw the news that Secrets of the Silent Witch was getting an audiobook, I totally cheered. This series more than deserves getting an audiobook. I do have a first impression on the first 2 volumes of the manga. They are amazing. I have been watching the anime, and the animation is just absolutely stunning. I would highly recommend it if you're looking for some like epic fantasy of sorts and you want a very quirky female lead with really interesting characters surrounding her. This is one you need to check out. Like, it is beautiful, fantastic, and I'm just so excited to be watching it with my husband. It's been a great time, and I really feel like they're doing the series justice. So knowing that the audiobook is coming, because we do have the light novels as well, that is just a win, because hopefully that means more people are going to be introduced to Monica and see how amazing she is, though I'm very curious of how they're going to adapt her quirkiness in how the story is and how that will be audio-wise. I actually am going to have to try when it comes closer, and hopefully Yen Press will actually do that where you can hear a preview, because I would be very, very interested in that. Next up was Square Enix, or next up is Square Enix, I should say, and Square Enix was definitely in my top 2 most anticipated panels I was eagerly looking forward to. They did not disappoint. They did not disappoint. They start out with shoujo, and that is The Prince's Keeper. Y'all, when I saw this, I was like, man, this looks so familiar to me. I read the blurb and I was like, dude, I read this several years ago and I loved it. It's been a hot minute since then, but from the blurb here and from what I can recall, it's about this young woman who thinks she's an actual witch and she lives on her own, keeps to herself, and something happens where she ends up taking this cat home, but come to find out that this cat is not your normal cat. He can transform into a human, and not only that, he is the prince of the nation, which is going to create some problems on itself, like from what I saw, because this is available on the Manga Up app as well as Comic-Key, and when I was just looking through the pages, yeah, he's really excited to be discovered by her and not have to, I guess, to worry about his princely duties, but she's like, no, this is not okay. You should not be associated with me, and you should be back at the castle. And so there is some romantic shenanigans that unfold. I remember it being a pretty slow burn, and if you do look and you see like, wow, there's only 9 chapters and it hasn't updated in a really long time, I was excited to see, because I also worried about the same thing, truthfully, and I discovered or found the artist on Twitter, and recently they just announced that it came off of basically hiatus, and I think that update that she gave, yeah, was on July 4th, so just this month it's coming back. Chapter 10 has been, at least on the Japanese websites, it's been published, so we can definitely know that it's coming. She's been working on a different series, I don't remember what it is, so hopefully we'll continue to get these consistent updates, because man, I am definitely picking this up. I never would have imagined we got it. In fact, when we talk about TokyoPop, it was the same way. Like, I didn't get any things marked off my bingo board, but I definitely feel like I had a lot of wins because I've seen them in the past, and I just never imagined that we would get them printed, and this is definitely one of them. But the next one I'm going to mention, this one is for my daughter, though I'm curious about it too, and that is A Cat is a Cat in Any Life. And this just sounds, and this just looks so adorable. I did find out that this is a fully colored manga, and honestly, it doesn't say much in the blurb that they give of a hero adopts a reborn cat, get ready for a magical and fuzzy adventure, but the cover speaks to me. My daughter saw it and she's like, oh my goodness, like the villain in the background is holding a handful of little cats, and I'm like, they're just so cute. I have seen that people said this is a really good one. I am really, really interested. I don't even know how long this series is. So this is a 2-in-1 volume. I mean, hopefully it's not just a 2-volume series. I think when I looked it up that it's not, but man, I'm hoping to get it. My daughter was really excited. I'm very curious. I never expected that Square Enix, I shouldn't say never expected, they gave us a man and his cat, but it was really surprising to me because they had like a promo image that was like really blurry. I didn't know what it was, and so it was interesting to see them promote this cat manga in such a big way. So a win for cat fans. They're definitely knowing their audience here and giving us all the cute kitty shenanigans. Speaking of TokyoPop, y'all, TokyoPop this year, I mean, we've definitely seen within the past year, not just in 2025, but they have really stepped up their game and they are seeing needs in the community and they're like, hey, we're gonna fill that. And they are doing that. Like, every social josei that they licensed at Anime Expo is like, I want it. I want it. I was like, I want that. Like, oh my gosh, like I did not expect that. Now, for this first one, we talked about this a few weeks ago because Belle Mars had shared a Amazon listing that she found, and that is In So Deep, It's the Love Already, which was one of my license wins for my physical bingo board, and I was over the moon about this. This is one of the series I actually keep up with on Manga. I think I recently talked about the latest chapter. I've had major beef with the brother in the recent chapters, but man, the story itself is so good. It's about a young woman, as it says, she's a heartbroken fangirl. There's a transfer student that comes into her class. He is so shy and he reminds her of her favorite idol. They start to get to know each other, and so their love story unfolds and blooms. And if you love blushy boys, this might just be your manga. It is so cute. I think we have 6 or 7, man, maybe even 8 volumes that are out in Japan. So we have a lot to read. And I really feel like the first 4 to 5 volumes are definitely my favorite. And I cannot wait to get it. It comes, I believe, in February. And this was, again, such a huge win for me. Though if we want to talk about brand new things that I didn't even know about, this one here, I feel is probably outside of Kodansha's stuff is the #1 thing that came out of Anime Expo. And that is Apprentice Nail Artist in a Foreign Land. Let me tell you, friends, several years ago, that sounds like it's like millennial ago, but for me, in my manga reading journey, at the very beginning, I've been doing MangaTube for 5 years, so this had to be about 6 to 7 years ago, and I remember coming across this manga, and I remember thinking it was the coolest thing, like having nail art in manga, and there'd be some kind of, because I couldn't read Japanese, still can't, but like, I didn't even know what the basic blurb was of it, except for she did nail art, and at that time, I was really big on doing nail art, so much so that I thought about going to be a technician, go get a job somewhere and do nail art. Like, I studied so much about it, watched so many videos to help grow. Every week I would redo my nails and like, I loved it. It was like the perfect timing for me when I came across this. And then though, to see TokyoPop announce it, like when I saw the title and then I saw the cover, I'm like, that is the manga that I remember reading for so long ago. Well, from seeing, not reading. And it is surreal to me to know that that time that I'm going to be able to actually read it in English is here. Like, oh my goodness. So that was something very huge for me. And just from what I've read, the blurb that they've given is that she has a hobby of designing cute nails, and somehow she gets into this other fantasy world and the actual nail art gives you these magical abilities. And somebody sees how good she is as a nail artist and decides to take her on as an apprentice. And I cannot wait. I cannot wait. I can't remember what the release date is of this, but I do know that it is up because I was checking on the distributor's website. I saw it and I put it on my pre-order list ASAP. This is another one that I'm like, yes, next year I'm gonna have to, when I start doing those pre-orders, this is definitely one. And I just, man, this is such a huge one. I do know that it is available in French because somebody did send me, I should have saved it so I could share it here. They did send me photos of their volume. Some of the pages are fully colored, and I really hope that TokyoPop will keep that and we'll get that in English too. That would be really amazing, but I truly don't know. So I guess it'll be sort of like a to be determined. And what I'll sort of say on this one, I don't know what happened. So there was an official license announcement that TokyoPop did on social media. I even have it bookmarked, which I can show right here. I put it on my Discord server, like we have an announcement channel, and I only put new shoujosei licenses there. It's there, but when you go to the link, nothing pops up. So I'm sharing the one that Belle Mars actually shared from when she was at the panel, and that is the tale of the Lovelia Kingdom. I am very curious about this one. It seems like I feel like maybe a slow burn kind of story, because from what they shared is that the male lead is a guard and he has some kind of nobility, royal, or I should say royal blood running through him, and that the female lead is a former fiance of, the crown prince. And it says a romantic tale of duty, sympathy, and learning to love. So I'm assuming it is their romantic story. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention that the guard, he's ordered by the emperor to marry this young woman. So I guess it's their arranged marriage of sorts, but you have like a lot of politics that are also playing a role. I'm wanting to get it. I don't know anything else about it. I've never seen it before, though I did see somebody in my Discord had shared that it had a pretty positive review and the person seemed to enjoy it and that it was different. So I will be curious to see what unfolds with this one, as well as the last one, which is called I Picked Up a No Good Useless Prince. Now I will say I found some pages of this, some Japanese pages. This looks hilarious. The expressions, this prince seems awful, and it does say that he is a banished spoiled prince and he seems very, very, very much spoiled. But this innkeeper, I guess somehow she comes across him and she's like, man, this is the prince. They're gonna have, it says a prince and commoner relationship. I don't know if that's a romantic relationship or not. I don't remember what the tags were on Manga Updates, but she's gonna take it upon herself that she is going to fix him, or as it says, improve him. And I want to know what she does and what happens to him, because he was just, he looked like he had that spoiled vibe to him. And I feel like maybe at the beginning he's gonna be a character you don't like, but I don't know that for certain. But this was one that I feel like was totally left field. Like, I don't mean that in a bad way or anything, but one I personally wouldn't have been expecting or excited to pick up. Same, I guess, as the previous one, but as I said before, I want all of them. I definitely want all of them because this one seems like it's going to be really funny. I hope that the Tale, the Kingdom one isn't like too sad or anything like that. It does have some happiness. Somebody did mention that this one, the I Picked Up a No Good Useless Prince, is really funny, so I definitely feel like my expectations were raised a little bit higher and look forward to getting all of these and reading them. Hopefully we could do maybe some kind of first impression. Unfortunately, in So Deep It's Love already, I wouldn't be able to, since I'm giving every time we get a new chapter, I always do like a brief update of what I thought about it in these manga news videos, so I won't be able to do anything there, but I look forward to hopefully being able to do a first impression for the others, because I am just thriving with these new manga that we're getting from TokyoPop. But if you have been like, well, new is great, but you sort of want something that maybe got announced 10 years ago. Yes, announced in English 10 years ago. You might even be knowing what I'm talking about, because that big manga is Sugar Sugar Ruin. Yes, it came out of a Japan Expo panel that I believe was happening somewhere in Europe. I'm not sure if it was France, but they came out with a tweet and they said there's going to be basically a global publishing thing that's happening where Sugar Sugar Ruin is going to be releasing in the US, in Italy, and Taiwan next year. Udon Entertainment, they licensed and announced this manga 10 years ago, which I wasn't into manga at that time, so I wasn't around, but I can't imagine being around for so long. And maybe you're like, well, Laura, the tweet that you're sharing here isn't from Udon. This might not be official news. No, friends, Udon also came out and said the same thing. And they say right here, and of course we here at Udon are thrilled to be part of the global publishing plan for Sugar Sugar Ruin as revealed at the Japan Expo last week. And if you're wondering, well, why has there not been any updates? Because even if I haven't been around in the manga community enough to know too much at least about Sugar Sugar Ruin and be waiting those 10 years, like that feels excruciating. They did say we can't share everything about our release about Sugar Sugar Ruin today, but they can say that their edition rescanned all 1,500 pages of the book of the original artwork at much higher resolution, and that it's coming, and they thank us for our patience. And I honestly was just so grateful. I know a lot of people are upset, we're like, why didn't you say something sooner? And I do agree that I wish that they have, but knowing we did get an official update just felt so nice, because I forget what video it was. Maybe it was the first year that I kicked off the 25 days of shoujo manga. I mentioned my top 10 most anticipated releases for the following year, this video here, and I had Sugar Sugar Ruin on there as an honorable mention. I think that was the same year I had Veil on there as well. So knowing that it's actually coming, knowing I could actually put this on my most anticipated releases of 2026 is just surreal. Like, I'm thankful to know, yes, it does exist. It is coming. I don't have it bookmarked, or at least I don't have it saved where I know where it's at, but I do know that the updated edition of Sugar Sugar Ruin, where I believe it's all hardback, I'm not sure if it's the colored version, but they did share all of those covers. They're going to be like the Japanese covers, and I sort of wonder, have they been waiting for that that in order to do the US edition. Like, that actually would make a lot of sense. There was just so much Sugar Sugar Ruin news that came out. I literally have like 10 tweets saved of the same information pretty much. So we'll be talking about even more exciting news that came. It wasn't at Anime Expo, but during that time frame, because y'all, if you're a fan of this series, this is your time, this is your moment, and I'm so excited for you, friend. I'm so excited for people like me who've wanted to read it and have just been waiting and hoping that was actually going to happen, because it really, 3 years was hard enough. I can't imagine waiting, like I said, that full 10 years. That is crazy. But to wrap up everything, if you really just didn't feel like you got any wins from Anime Expo, I'm so sorry, friend, because I feel like there was so much, and I love when other people are able to be like, yes, Laura, I got a win, or yes, I'm excited for this manga, even if it wasn't on your bingo board. Like, that's just such a beautiful and exciting feeling, and I feel like it just really, like, man, something to look forward to in the future, especially when things are hard and uncertain. It's just a really beautiful thing. Well, Seven Seas recently did or announced their July reader survey, so if you like to go and fill out what manga you would love to see licensed in English, definitely go let them know. They did ask about GL novels, which is new, and I hope that those who have been hoping for more GL novels, that they get some of these books picked up in English. Also, I forgot, there was nothing for me from Seven Seas this past Wednesday, but Wonderful Wednesdays have returned, and I'm eagerly looking forward to it. But that is all I have for you today, friends. We'll cover more anime stuff next week, but let me know, what are some of your biggest wins that came out of Anime Expo? Are you looking forward to anything from any other publishers outside of Kodansha? Yeah, don't hesitate to let me know, and if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe, and thank you so much for watching. Bye!